Hey everyone, welcome back to the Severed Chains Devstream. We are starting off strong with Freya attacking my face because she wants me to pet her. How is everybody doing tonight? What's up, Zenith, Abyssal, Enclave, Icarus, Zycronix? Imagine not liking the video. Imagine. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, I thought Strider was still up in the cat tree, but I guess he has. Oh, it's because he's standing at my feet trying to get on my lap because he sees Freya up here. Here's Strider. Here's your donut chair. There you go. Get on your donut. There you go. Alright, Strider's on his donut. You and Strider. Getting pet. What's up, Dime? Pony Bro? Freya stuck in my shirt? Everybody needs to settle down. Alright, so I've been working on something kind of weird, which stemmed from a shit post, but it is what it is. As you can see in the screenshot of this video, I'll just fire it up. What's up, Garrett? We'll just get right into it. Yeah, I added lockout to the game as a battle stage. Wow, the lighting in the snowy areas is very harsh. So everything looks very bright. But yeah, so it kind of started as just a joke, and then I ended up writing an entire 3D model loader for it. So I guess that we're gonna start working on 3D model loading for the modding API. Which will mean stuff like custom battle stages and custom models and whatnot. Yeah, so as you can see, there's still some work to be done. I wrote this. Hello, Freya. Hi. Hi. Hello. Can I help you? Can I help you? Can you not steal my glasses, please? Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, as I was saying, I wrote this in like 25 minutes or something, so it's very much not complete, but it's a very good start. 3D models are loading properly and rendering. You can see the whole map is here. Not that it would be much use in actual battle. The flood containment pods down here and everything. So I thought just for fun, maybe we would see if we can push this a little bit further and try loading a Halo 3 map and see how that looks. So I haven't checked this out yet, but I did download a Guardian 3D model. So we are just going to swap out the map here and see how that looks. Okay, right off the bat I can see that there's some textures that are definitely not applied properly. The trees have the Forerunner texture. However, it's definitely rendering. And it looks much better than Lockout, much higher quality textures, much more detailed. It is very strange seeing this in the Legend of Dragoon engine. I will say that. Of course, it's a pretty heavily modified Legend of Dragoon engine, but Yeah. This is also kind of a good stress test for the Severed Chains renderer. Because I mean, obviously, Legend of Dragoon is not a particularly taxing game on somewhat modern hardware. So it's nice to see that even with much more complicated geometry, it's still rendering very well. Lighting's a little bit weird. It's just using outdoor lighting everywhere because that's all LOD is really programmed to do. So obviously we would need to improve that in some way. But yeah, overall, it's working very well. Almost surprised at how well it's working. Yeah, it definitely could fit in like the Gedessa area or something like that. Some of the old Wingley ruins. A lot of it's kind of a similar art style. Oh, Legend of Dragoon was pretty taxing on the PlayStation. That's why in some parts it runs as low as 12 frames per second. So I wonder, should we try and take this even further? What's up, Doom? I'm new here. I love what you're doing. I've been interested in game development and want to make a game with the same addition mechanics. Yeah, Legend of Dragoon's addition mechanics is definitely one of the things that I like best about the battle system. I don't like real-time battle, but I do really like games with turn-based combat, and the additions kind of spice things up a little bit there. Let me see what I can find here. Let's take a look at the list of Halo Reach maps. I was thinking maybe Powerhouse. That's definitely a classic. Let's see here. Powerhouse is always good. Countdown is another classic, but that's kind of a smaller map. Yeah, let's see if we can find a 3D model for Powerhouse. Hmm. Okay, not seeing much here. Oh, maybe. We got a few things here. Elden Ring. Yeah. What's up, Kakashi? Large-scale battles with multiple special effects can cause occasional frame rate dips. These were usually not game-breaking or taxing on the system. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of running at like the maximum that the PS1 could handle for sure. That's why they had to drop the frame rate down so low. What do we have here? This is very dark. Not sure where this is supposed to be. This is the package. This is a campaign mission. Kind of hard to get my bearings here. Yeah, they've got it all modeled inside. And I keep clipping into geometry. I think that I am... These controls are not very easy to use. They're possibly the strangest controls I've ever attempted to... Okay, what the heck is this? How do I move forward? I think I have to rotate the camera and then move sideways. This is not working. Anyway, let's try and download it and see what happens. Alright, I've only tested this with OBJ files. But it may just work. Not 100% sure about that because of how we're loading the textures. But let's give it a try and see what happens. Shift click. Shift click is still just basically doing the same thing. It's doing the same thing as if I right click. Anyway, alright. Unspecified error. Is it because I closed the zip folder? Are you that dumb, Windows? Let's try this again. Alright. Just rename that to reach. And do a hot swap. Suppose we should probably end this battle. And let's see if it explodes. Okay, so it's not working. But it didn't explode. We are very far away. Okay, so the skybox is clipping into it, which is why you're seeing the skybox kind of rendering over everything. Because this is a very, very large map. So it is definitely loaded and it's rendering. Let me turn off the skybox real quick. Alright, so we're just going to comment out the skybox code. Hello? Skybox? Why are you still here? Excuse me? Oh, I know why. It's because we need to render another frame. Alright, no more skybox. Most of the geometry here is just straight up black. But it is there. So there's a few things that might be causing that. I'm going to bring up the shader here. And I'm going to try just disabling the lighting. Okay, that didn't seem to do anything. I'm kind of surprised that it actually loaded textures. That is actually pretty good. It's not render distance because, like, it is rendering. You can see that this stuff is blocking the other stuff. Like, we are quite close to it here. It's just rendering all black. This stuff appears to be... I might have to jack up the movement speed here by, like, 100 times. Because this is a very large map. I will say, though, that even, like, looking at the very dense parts of the map, we're not... The frame rate's not dropping at all, so that's nice. So if we go through this, do we see the other side? Yeah, we do. So that leads me to believe that these are supposed to be translucent, and which would disable the back face culling. Or maybe there is some property that says should disable back face culling. Alright, before we get too far into this, ooh, that is exciting. Let's switch back to lockout for now, and we'll work on improving the renderer there. Because there are some improvements that need to be made, like supporting translucent things. Oh, don't you worry. We'll add the energy sword. Hello, Strider. You coming over? Alright, you gotta say hello to everybody, though. Gotta say hello to everybody. Hello to everybody. You gotta look at the camera. Don't be shy. You can feel his drool dripping down onto my pants. Oh yeah, we would definitely need to give Maru a gravity hammer. Alright, chat, what would everybody's favorite Halo weapon be? What would everybody in the party's favorite Halo weapon be? Sound off. Actually, Zanzibar is a pretty good idea. Let me see if I can find a Zanzibar model. I can find a Zanzibar model. Alright. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. I think we can work with this. I don't remember this being in the skybox. Alright, let's download it. Come on, Garrett, you've never played Halo? Strider, can you lay down? At least. Can you lay down? Alright, sitting is fine. Plasma grenade for Hashel. Alright, I know I said that we were going to start working on improving the renderer in Lockout, but we have to check out Zanzibar. Bruh. Lay down. Alright, we are way out in the ocean. Okay, here's the water. Yeah, we're at the very edge right now. I'm gonna disable the skybox again. Alright, Zanzibar. Again, we are kind of real slow here, but we'll make our way over. M90 shotgun for Albert. That is kind of hilarious, actually. Shauna with the Needler. Just absolutely nuking people. Rose is a Magnum user. I could see that. I could see that. Magnum is arguably the coolest weapon. Actually, that's a lie. It's a sniper rifle. I could see Rose being a sniper as well. It looks surprisingly good considering I literally spent like 25 minutes making this. Like, there's definitely some problems. The textures are definitely not entirely working correctly. Hi, Strider. Hi, buddy. Too soon. Too soon. We have a bunch of tiny bushes hanging from the ceiling here. Yeah, some textures are definitely not working properly, but these are all things that will be worked out in time. The console with the total FU exception is not working quite right. As long as you can grenade jump out of the map. Alright, we're modding grenade jumping into Legend of Dragoon. That'll be the only way that you can get outside of collision boundaries. Dart classic assault rifle makes sense. Yep. Yeah, Congo lugging around the mounted turrets. Yeah, that's gonna be the new meta for speedrunning is grenade jumping. It's going to completely break the game and ruin speedrunning for everyone, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. Two turrets at once. Even a Spartan can't do that. Alright, chat. Who would win in a fight? Kongol or a Spartan? Alright, I want to take a look at what that part of the fan looks like. Alright. So, I mean, they're not translucent or anything, those little panels. So I wonder if there's some kind of flag that says that backface culling should be disabled on them. I'm guessing that would be something in the material. So if we open up the material, maybe we should look through these textures and see if we can identify which one of them is on the fan. Is it that? It doesn't really look like it. I mean, it's pretty similar. Actually, you know what? I think this is it. And there's just alpha channel going on here. Let's open this in paint.net so we can see alpha channel. That is spindle grate. Yes, okay, this texture is semi-transparent. Catch. Who remembers the Bet You Can't Stick It trailer for Halo 2? Mr. John Halo himself. The green guy from Red vs. Blue. Strider, please. Please lay down. Please lay down, buddy. Thank you. Nope. Lay down. Lay down. Okay, so spindle grate. Now I need to look up what the heck the MTL variables mean. MTL properties, I guess. Ambient color, diffuse color, specular. Optical density. Light refraction. Dissolve. Yeah, we have this D factor, which is 1.0. Appears to be 1.0 for everything, so that's not gonna be it. Illumination model. That also seems to be the same for everything. Better, my dude. Bruh. Bruh. Okay, so I do see an issue with some things here. So the way I'm loading things, I just threw it together to be as simple as possible. I do see why some of the textures are not working correctly. So we can start by improving that. So first off, we're going to need to load the actual material file, which I just didn't bother loading at all before. So we're going to rename this to model path, and we also need a material path, which I'm just going to actually copy and paste, and this will be PL. And we need to figure out how to load a material in Asim. These seem to all load scenes. So let's see what the Googles have to say. I wonder if it's actually automatically loading the MTL, just that it's linked in here. I mean, it must not be because this is wrong. But now that I've fixed that, it probably is. I'd be down with an ODST remake. ODST definitely one of the top-notch games. Strider, can you please just lay down and stay like that? No. Lay. Lay down. Lay down. Alright, so it looks like we've got some various functions here. I think we're not going to have to worry about that. We do have materials here. Alright, we've got a whole lot of things. Yeah, I don't know what Aurelia is doing. Oh, she's sleeping on the couch behind me. Not sure if she's visible back there. Let's see. The chair is kind of in the way. Just rotate that. Can you see her on the couch? Right there. Right, no, Strider. Strider, you're in the way, buddy. Lay down. Lay down. Yeah, she's just sleeping in a pile of orange over there. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Strider is always the main character. And then Freya's just on the chair. My right. Yes, Strider, thank you for your tale. I sure did. Strider, you are the most in the way cat in the world right now. There is no other cat on the face of the planet that is as in the way as you are. Alright, so we got material properties. Let's end this battle. And we will restart it with a breakpoint set so that we can take a look at what kind of materials we have here. Yes, hello Strider, you are very cute. Hi. This is what he does. He just stands in your lap and then leans up against you. Start battle on the Pillar of Autumn. Absolutely. Okay, so we got shading model. Oh, thank you for shaking all of that drool all over my laptop. Thank you. Thank you so much, Strider. Alright, so we're just gonna write down what kind of stuff we've got here. Ninshi, it's always a cat stream. CLR.ambient. CLR.diffuse. CLR.specular. I'm gonna have to add support for all of these to the shaders. Shininess. Opacity. CLR.transparent. I wonder what that is. Did we cover everything in here? NS. Yeah, KA. KD. KS. KE. Not in here. We'll need to see what KE is. NI. Yes. yes, and illumination, yes. So KD is diffuse, so we have a diffuse map, and E is OBJ MTL KE. Okay, so that's emissivity. That's going to be that would cause the texture to emit light. Yeah, once we have the ability to mod animations, then we're definitely going to start doing some character swaps. Hi, Strider. Hi. Hi, buddy. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Anisotropy factor dot refractory index. Okay, so that's all we've got for that. I don't know, Zychronics, that seems a little bit stereotypical. See, if only they had a Master Chief, then Dragon campaign would have been over like that. Alright, so none of those told me what the texture was. Right, so that's the material name. So we still need to get these map values. Map KD, map KE. Um, I feel like the the energy banana is kind of on par with an energy sword. So I don't know. He can't survive an energy sword. Okay. Asimp, OBJ, MTL, texture. And where are we loading textures? No, an energy sword is a one-hit kill. Unless we're talking like lower difficulty campaign missions. Involved in a little project with some peeps on Discord. What kind of project are you involved with, Pony Bro? Okay, so the material looks like the material might have no. Why do they have that here, but I don't? Material, get texture count. Doesn't really have much of anything, does it? Um, LVJGL, ASIMP, texture. Uh, Kamen Rider inspired hero shooter? I am not familiar with that. Let's see here. Person never really got an answer. Textures. That seems somewhat promising. So far, not so much. This is not loading. It's just okay. Let's see here. Let's see. That was just generic LWJGL. This is, I think, maybe what we're looking for. Okay, so we got a textures directory. That makes sense. Sure wish they weren't artificially restricting the width of this box. Oh, it's up, Tech Priest. So I started a little over 4 years ago, December of 2020. Uh, what made me interesting in wanting to reverse engineer it? I don't know. I just something to do, I guess. I just kind of was like, yeah, I wonder if anybody has done any work on reverse engineering Legend of Dragoon, and it turned out, um, I mean, some people had done work on reverse engineering the game in some ways, like TFC had written tools for unpacking the game files, modifying the game script and whatnot. Zicronix did some pretty extensive work on a modding tool called Dramod for emulators. They had all sort of like already figured out like items and spells and stats and things like that. But there wasn't really much work towards actually like reverse engineering the game code or anything like that. So I just went in with basically zero knowledge of the PlayStation 1, the MIPS architecture, reverse engineering code, and just kind of banged my head against it until I figured it all out. Was it a good idea? Probably not, but here we are. Okay, this looks like what we need. Get Draco? Don't know what that is. Get texture count. Okay, so let's try this first. And async.ai texture type. Okay, so we got a bunch of texture types. That's cool. Diffuse textures is the main thing we're going to need. A great idea for the rest of you, yeah, I bet. Okay, so this is going to be material name. And we do here is async.get material texture. We pass in the material, and now we've got a bunch of properties here. First off, we need to pass in the type. We want diffuse textures, texture index 0 for the first one. What is the path? Okay, that looks like it's an output. Yeah, so they are just allocating a string. Texture path. And okay, so there's a bunch of potentially interesting properties on here, but for now we're just going to pass null for anything. We just want to try and get this working. Which part are you not liking? Oh, it's an ambiguous call, that's why. Okay, so we're just gonna cast this to an int buffer just so it knows which overload to use. And then it looks like it's just going to be texture path. No? Hello? Oh, because of this. We'll call this AI texture path. To string. Now, it's still going to load the original code, even though I'm refreshing right now because we're already in there. So we're going to have to go into the battle, end the battle, and then load another one. What's up, Spyro? What's up, Kyle? How is this possible? Well, it started as a shitpost. Wow, that didn't work. Yep. Okay. Let's see what went wrong. Yeah, Spire, I mean, I'm literally just loading standard 3D models here. So you could import a model from anything. Okay, let's see what went wrong here. We get the texture. We get the texture path to string. That was very the wrong method to call. Data string, also wrong. What the heck is the right thing to call here? Data string, why is it empty? Let's try with another one. Okay. That is gonna work. Okay. Data string. Now it's gonna be super broken. This time we will end the battle and load another one. And it exploded. Let's see. The reason it failed is because this is empty. So we do this, and we run it again. By the way, anybody who hasn't seen the new title screen yet, we have a new title screen. And it will also notify you if there are any updates available. Also has some handy links in case you need anything. We got the Discord, YouTube channel, fandom website, wiki, a few Severed Chains pages, direct link to the issues page if you need to report an issue. This is for Rec Build 3, actually. Well, sorry. The title screen and stuff is for Rec Build 3. The modding API stuff that I'm working for now will be RB4 stuff. Okay, looks like the texture's loaded. It is looking much, much better than before. We have many more textures that are correct now. Yeah, the trees are looking much better. They actually have tree trunks now. Yeah, all of these textures are correct. There's no longer a bunch of bright red textures everywhere. These textures are not correct, obviously. I think that's just because they're actually solid black. We're still using the PS1 emulation shader here, which we really shouldn't be, but I'm not going to throw together a new shader just for this test. So anything that's pure black will be transparent. In a normal shader, it would not. So I'm not worried about that. Everything is looking much better now. Still don't have the computer thing rendering. But all of this has the right textures. All the textures are working perfectly. Alright. I don't think this is supposed to be here. Also, it's upside down. I don't remember this being here. This was on the little thing inside, was it not? Spyro, we use Asimp, which supports just a bunch of 3D model formats out of the box, so most likely. Ninja, yes, it's Zanzibar. Uh, all right, let's try some of the other maps again. Now that we have improved this significantly. Let's go back to... Yeah, let's do Guardian first. So I'm thinking that the trees and stuff are gonna look a lot better now. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah, this is looking much better now. Much better. It's kind of crazy how good this looks just in the very, very basic 3D engine that I wrote for Severed Chains. Blood Gulch is a Halo 1 map. Come on, you heathens. Blood Gulch was the OG. Halo 2 had a Blood Gulch remake called Coagulation. Yeah, I never really got into Gears. I played the first game a couple of times. It was pretty fun, but I don't think I've ever played any of the sequels to it. All right, that's looking pretty good. Let's go back to the Reach map now. I think that that's gonna look a lot better now that we've fixed the texture loading. Okay, so it's definitely not correct, but it is something. We can see it now. It's not solid black. That's an improvement. The snow and the Forerunner structure are rendering properly. Under construction. I wonder if Halsey's lab is here. Do they have Halsey's lab? Kind of. Yeah, no issues with frame rate, which is nice. Especially considering I've done very little optimization for having lots of geometry on the screen. Yeah, I have a feeling that many of the textures are still not loading correctly for some reason. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're not. Let's take a look at the texture array and see if we gain any insights. Why are we not getting a breakpoint? Oh, it's because it's paused. So the textures array. Yeah, most of them are null. Now it is loading a few textures, but most of them are null, which is interesting. So let's throw some debugging in there and see if we can't shake some information out. All right, so material.name, let's see here. Info. Material. Index. Count. I get material texture count, material, and diffuse. If we have a way to loop over these. I think the highest index is 21. So let's just do this. Texture type, set d count. This should give us a dump. I'm going to make it filter out anything that is 0. That's just way too much information. Okay, so we've got a few different textures. But... Yeah, it is just those three different ones, and then some other texture types that are attached to those three different textures. So let's take a look at the files. I mean, we've got a bunch of different files here. Like, obviously, we're missing something. Clearly, we're missing something. I assume FBX is a binary type file? Yeah, it is. Zychronics, we gonna start reviewing some PRs live? Yeah, so we've got like diffuse maps and normal maps and everything for a bunch of these things, and we're not seeing them. I mean, you want to hop on a Discord call and we can take a look? Uh, this experimentation stuff definitely takes a back burner to trying to get RB3 out the door. So, yeah, let's put this on pause for a little bit, and we'll start looking at the your pull requests. All right, we will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in. All right, chat. We are going to start looking at Zychronics' Dramod pull requests. We are in the process of working on getting Dramod working on RB3 so that people can start using it in the dev builds. Zychronics is on Discord. I'm gonna restart Discord because half the time it just doesn't work if I don't restart it. Let's see if it's using the right device. Can you hear me, Zychronics?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you. Testing, testing. Yeah, it's working. It's using the right stuff. Very quiet, probably just because my stuff is very quiet.
I don't think I can turn up my mic further.
No, it's all good. I just had to turn up my volume.
All right.
And you are picking up on the stream, which is
Yes, I heard myself and instantly muted.
fair enough. Zai is quiet. All right, I will crank up Zai a little bit. Talk again. Talk again.
No.
Okay. You're good now. By the looks of it, at least. Cool. Everybody says you're good now. All right. Let's start taking a look at these pull requests. Submap warp event. Give me a high level overview.
I just want to know what map you're on.
Okay. So
Or when you change maps, at least.
when you change
That's it.
maps. So this is
I don't care
literally
about.
just changing to a different submap.
Yeah. That's it. It just posts the event and it's done.
Okay. This looks fine. Where are we at here? Yep, change submap. Um, do you need to know like changing to the world map or anything like that?
Me personally, no. I don't know if other modders will need that eventually, but probably not. Because they can just get the game state if you're on the world map, and then they can get the segment where you're standing and do whatever they need to do with that, right?
Yeah, kind of. It might be nice to know that a submap is unloading or whatever, but anyway. Also for whatever reason, adding closes in the title does not work. Has to be in the body. Or the commit
Really?
message will work too.
When did this happen?
You do have it in the commit message, that's fine.
I hope I did that for all of them so far.
Yeah, it's in the commit message, that's fine. Divine Dragoon event override allows mods to stop the auto setting of Divine Dragoon EXP and level.
Yeah, for some reason, the game sets Darts Dragoon EXP to 63901
Hmm.
or 7FFF. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Why do you do this?
Um,
And of course, it sets it to level 5, which doesn't really matter because, like, Divine Dragoon spells all unlock at level 1, I think. I haven't checked that in a while.
I am like 50-50 on just yeeting this.
Let me double check to see when the spells unlock, because if they unlock at level 5 and then you're at level 4 by endgame for some reason, then you won't have any Dragoon spells, right?
Yeah, but how? I mean, I guess since we have no dart that it could be a thing, but
Let me
also
see. Is it my okay? It's in Dragoon stats. Divine Dart learns. Oh, it's not even in the table itself. It's just is Divine Dart level 5? He will know Divine Dragon Cannon and Divine Dragon Ball.
okay.
It's hard coded somewhere if it's not in the table.
Of course it is. Um, did they really do this in multiple spots?
Yes.
God damn.
When I did my first run through of Hell mode for the test, oh god, 8 months ago, um, I didn't run into any issues of Dart setting the level or EXP for his Divine Dragoon anywhere else.
Okay. Um, Add some documentation to this, and then I'll merge it.
All right.
Like explain when we add events, we need to explain what the events are, what they're doing, why a modder might need them or want them.
Yeah, so I'll just add the description to it and the event itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, where is it?
Yes, Elemental Light. We have been doing some stuff. At the moment, Zycronix and I are working on getting Dramod working on the dev build, but while he's updating some documentation, uh, let's pop over to Zanzibar. So here's Zanzibar in the Legend of Dragoon engine. Just in case you ever wondered what that would be like. Yeah, it kind of does. It's got that feeling. The old city portion with the stone walls and stuff. Collapsed archways. Or we could do Halo 3. And head over to Guardian. Now we can also see what this would look like in other areas. For example, if I was to load up a save in Helena, we will get the Helena lighting. Which is much darker, more red tinted. I've got the skyboxes disabled right now, but yeah. I also did lockout because obviously I did lockout. Oh look, I leveled up for doing nothing. Lockout is not loading correctly. That's for damn sure. Oh, I know why. It is because I need to fix the file because I fixed something else. Or maybe not. Please hold. Oh wait, what? Right, okay, okay. We're good. Or are we? Dancebear.mtl. Lockout.mtl. Oh, these don't have... Okay. They didn't actually define textures here. So we will have to fall back to the original way that we were doing it in that case. Okay, let's drop a breakpoint. So we can take a look at this. This is probably going to be blank. Yeah, okay. And they're all going to be blank, right? Yes, they are. All right. So how do we handle this? String texture name. If texture name is blank, then we do stuff that we were doing before. Equals. I want to say that that will work. So we'll just end this fight and reload another one. Now, what does this give us? That looks right to me. Oh, and we need to append PNG to it as well. Okay, so again, this load will not work, but we will start a new fight and then It should work the next time. It did not work the next time. Because I'm not actually using that variable. You'd think I would have noticed that by the fact that it was gray, but apparently not. There we go. And I actually have this one positioned so that it looks like a proper battle arena. Apparently the free cam was still set way down below there. Anyway, here's Lockout. Honestly, Lockout would kind of fit right in like the wingly areas of the game, I think. Just sort of a strange facility anchored into a cliff face, very angular, very geometric. Long bridge map. You might be talking about Japhyrophobia, which is a name for the fear of bridges, which is kind of funny. Narrows is Halo 3 bridge map, yes. Yes, I've been given far too much power.
Alright, I finished with that comment.
Cool. Let's take a look. Fired anytime a goods is checked for Divine Dragon Spirit or initially getting Divine Dragoon. I was very confused by that for a minute, but then I remembered that the Divine Dragon, or that the Dragoon spirits are set in the goods array. I'm not sure that that's true. I feel like this is checked in a bunch of places. Yeah, it is. Um, can we make it so that it says fired before the game auto levels Dart to level 5 Dragoon or whatever?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Fired before the game automatically levels Dart up to D level 5 when the Divine Dragoon Spirit is acquired. I don't know, Elemental. Honestly, I don't think we would get something as faithful as Severed Chains, as cool as it would be to get something official. Remakes kinda have a reputation of, for the most part, not being so great. And like Blue Point's done some good work, um, but I don't know. we put a lot of work into making sure that the game is very faithful to the original. Like a lot of work, hence RB2 or RB3 taking over a year to get out the door. Is that Chronics good enough? Set bent stat event.
Yes, the latest edition to Hell Mode needed this.
Hmm. So what are you doing here?
So basically, I'm using this for when you do damage. Because I actually can't get the final result of the damage until the game actually calculates the multipliers itself. So we
Okay.
have currently have the attack event, which is before any multiplier was done. So, like if you use a burnout, I will only get the base damage, not the multiplier, through the attack event. And then when the game calls set raw bent stats,
Mm-hmm.
it'll calculate the total damage, including the multiplier of the burnout, so I can see, oh, you actually did 200 damage instead of 100. Because I use that for calculating, like in hell mode now, bosses have shields.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't calculate the appropriate shield damage you've done until this gets called.
Okay, so
And it's also
is
to prevent them from dying too soon, because if the boss has a shield activated and the boss only has 50 HP, but you do 200 damage to it, I want the boss to not die if the shield has more HP than the damage you're dealing.
right. So is the script doing more after this is calculated?
Yes. Specifically for spells and items, this script itself actually takes in the multiplier, not the initial attack.
Sorry, you said specifically for what?
Spells and items.
Spells and items. So that's gonna be in uh item attack magic. All right. And of course, that is not handled in the player combat script, handled in every individual item. Will Zycronix is the creator of Dragoon modifier, which has a hard mode and hell mode. Hard mode, which is sort of not like a it's like it's a more difficult version of Legend of Dragoon. But Legend of Dragoon is a very easy game as it is, so hard mode isn't like super crazy or anything, but it is definitely like a major step up in difficulty. It also has some new features, doesn't it, Zycronix?
It's mostly just stat changes. I don't know if I'm giving hard mode new features,
Okay.
but
So
hell mode has for sure.
yeah, you want to talk about some of the Hell mode new features?
Well, you can level dragoons past level 5, so that's fun.
That's a big one.
Uh, you can use your item spells in dragoon form.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, not all of them, because the game hard codes all of its targeting.
Right.
So, like, you can't use Rave Twister in dragoon form because you'll Ray Twister the party.
Isn't
Uh,
there isn't Rave Twister a isn't Rave Twister item magic as well?
yeah, it's item magic, but for some reason, all the single target magic, like that target system is not hard coded.
That
But for some reason, Ray Twister, when you're using it in the spell def table,
uh-huh.
it like, always considers you a monster or something, so it
Uh,
always targets the player or something. I
we'll have
haven't
to
looked
look
into
into
it
that.
much. But
That's
yeah,
very
I
strange.
would I would like to raise the amount of spells you have and add those in, but too much work.
Yeah, yeah.
What else? Oh, there's a new boss rush system
Hmm.
with RB3. The bosses actually have different move sets.
That sounds pretty
I'm,
cool.
I'm like 20% done with that. But I'm also at the easiest part, so
A little ways off still.
yeah.
Yeah, so we are firing that event as far into the code as possible. That's very unfortunate. What things are being calculated in the item scripts after this?
There's still multiplayer.
Like elemental multiplier?
No, the item multiplier.
Oh, like the
Merch.
button mashing?
Yeah.
Right, right. That is pretty lame. God, I would really like to just move that out of the item scripts entirely. Um,
And fix the targeting while you're at it.
yeah, but that is definitely a job for another day. Um, that'll be a an RB4 job.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I said too much work. I
I
can live without having Psych Bomb for Dart and Divine Dragon form not be
th-
there.
I think with RB3 we might do like a bunch of minor releases with like, you know, one feature per release. Um, rather than doing like a monolithic RB4 release. I think there's a lot of things that we could do that would be like mostly
Like,
backwards compatible modding API wise. So, rather than bumping the version straight to 4.0 and breaking compatibility with mods that are targeting 3.0, um, we can just kind of build on things.
version 3.30 by the time we're done with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so event stats. I'm pretty sure there's multiple spots that stats are getting set, is there not?
I only needed HP, so the HP gets set there.
Well, we can't have an event that doesn't get called in all the places that do the
Right.
thing that it says.
Um, I know some scripts use set bet Ben stat 2 or something.
There's
I don't
set
know
bent
why they're
stat,
called
there's
2.
set bent raw stat, there is Looks like it's just going to be those. Um, I mean, realistically, you should just move it into this method.
Defender set stat.
Like, move it into the battle entity set stat method, right?
Oh yeah, just about the switch statement. Just trigger the event there.
Yeah. And also documentation.
All right. I feel like that's gonna be a thing for every single one of these small ones.
Probably. While you're doing that, I'm going to start taking a look at the next one. Right. These are the ones that you and I worked on during a stream or something, right? I told you to add them but mark them as deprecated because
Yes.
we just needed a way to get Dramod working.
And Dramod uses spell IDs outside the normal table.
Yeah.
That's how all the item magic works. It's actually, well, the whole table itself is 127 in length,
Hmm.
but then for some reason, the spell names and descriptions only goes up to index 83.
Right. Oh yeah, Will, you could actually use Dramod to do a balance mod. Um, like Dramod lets you basically change like pretty much anything in the game, right, Zychronics? Item stats, spell stats, player stats, monster
Ops.
stats.
Yeah, if it has a table, you can change it.
Yeah. So like using Dramod, you can basically just like create an entirely new like a whole full game balance patch just by editing CSV files.
It was always designed to be simple, but no one has done it yet, and it's been out for. Oh, when was the initial first release?
Oh god.
20, 2018?
I mean, weren't you already on um version 3 when I came around in 2020?
Yeah, and then I was building version 4, and then I
Right.
scrapped version 4 because I was like, well, Summer Change is far enough.
Yeah. Separate Chains came around and kind of changed the game.
Yeah, it's on GitHub. It's part of the Legend of Dragoon modding group.
Yeah, here's the link to it.
Don't look at main. Main's trash. I need to merge the Helmo branch into main.
Yeah, main is old. Main is RB2. Um, Hell mode is what is currently being worked on. Yeah, 53 commits ahead of main. This is still a work in progress. It does not work on the normal version of Severed Chains. Zychronics has a custom fork of Severed Chains with a bunch of changes. Um, and that's what we're working on integrating back into the main branch of Severed Chains now. Um, right, we really janked this up. Right in the register spells event. Hate that very much.
Oh, you hate registries, so do I.
No, I hate where this is happening.
Yeah, because it's is it getting called every time? One of the events gets called every time a text is being displayed. I don't think it's this one.
No, it wasn't that. That was just when the spells were loaded.
Oh wait, no, there's a different event. I just have a generic battle description event that gets called every single time text is on screen.
I thought we
Because
already.
I need dynamic spell descriptions because of Dart. Because you have to tell how far his burn stacks are. Otherwise, you can't tell if I can't change the description.
I thought we already had a way to change description.
Nope, don't think so. Or is it? Did we already add it for RB2? Probably. Oh, well, it's not in use. And my build doesn't have a problem with it.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not using it in Dramod anymore. Battle description event, I have it commented out.
Yeah, it's not being fired. Well, we're working on getting this integrated now. So, like if you just wait like a not too long from now, it will be compatible with the dev build.
Once it's compatible, I will make everything work. Currently, only Hell mode works because I changed the CSV formats a bit to not be a one-to-one copy of retail anymore. Because there's things like registry IDs you have to add now, different flags.
So, did you add a separate event for this?
That is a very good question. Let me see. Where do I have burn stack? It should be.
Yeah, well, you don't have to edit any code or anything. You literally just edit CSV files. That's one of the major features of Dramod is just letting people really easily like tailor the game to how they want it to be played.
There is too much code for burn stacks.
Are your changes are in the main repo, right?
What do you mean main repo?
Like
Repo?
the Sever Chains repo, not a fork.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
Uh,
these changes are just from to moving the character data.
Yeah, that one needs to be discussed because that's the biggest change.
Hmm. I have thought about creating a basic character registry, just kind of biting the bullet on that one and just doing something like super basic that just like has enough for what is needed for now.
New characters? How far?
It wouldn't work for new characters because there's a lot of script stuff that needs to be modified. Like a lot of script stuff. Um that's definitely an RB4 thing. But it would kind of be like what we had before with the items before I actually like went into the script and made new items work. Um, Stuff would be in the registry, but you wouldn't really be able to like add new stuff to the registry yet.
Yeah, every time I hear registry, it just makes my life harder. So,
I mean, it would stop you from having to go back and edit things again when we add the character registry.
backtracking for a bit, I found out how I changed the burn stacks spell description. It's just part of the spell table, and I just replace it. I just replace the spell entirely to update the text.
Okay. So you don't actually need the event?
No,
Cool. I am going to
I
delete.
still need the name and description of, like, the name and description event, not this battle description event. This
Yeah,
one's.
but you don't need. I'm looking at your PR right now, and you've got item battle description event and presumably spell battle description event.
Wait, do I even need those? Hold on. Ugh, I made a list of things to remove. I didn't even look at that today. Problem number one. Um, what was it spelled? Combat.
So spell combat description and spell combat name, those are fired when the spells are being loaded the first time. Um, I already merged that pull request.
Yeah,
Kind
I'm
of the
not
opposite,
using
Nick.
it.
Okay, so you're not using these?
I think I was preparing for the spell registry because spell stats should technically be in the registry itself. But then I didn't convert it over because I don't like registries. So then I just replaced the spell stat table.
So are you using these events at all?
No.
Okay, what about the item battle description event?
Item battle description. Item. No, not yet. No, I don't think I would need it for anything.
Okay.
Because the new items work by registry, and those had the name and description in there already. Oh, it was not in my list of not to merge to main. That's why I forgot about it.
Okay.
Because I was like,
So,
oh, I had dynamic spell description somehow. How am I doing it? It must be these two events. No, just replacing the entire spell. The one major thing I wanted to talk to you about though was the addition table. Because I had that loading in a file.
yeah, we're kind of yeeting files. Also, doing that would require a new unpack.
So do you want every table in the code itself?
Um, I want to convert them as we move things to registries. Like, there's no need to go through and take things out of files right now until we're actually, like, registrifying them.
Yeah, I'm thinking if core mod is going to be a character registry.
Also, I'm going
And having to
to revert
reload
that
it.
commit with the spell events.
Sorry.
All good. Okay.
This commit, when did I originally post that? And then it's been worked on since almost a full year. I think I started it in May of last year.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm gonna pull your code
I don't know which
and
one.
your branch, and I'm gonna merge main into it.
Oh, yeah.
Going
I
to
don't know. There'll
be,
probably be conflicts.
yeah, right. I did a different clone. Where is old? I just blind. Oh, showing your branch. I These are probably going to be mostly just work conflicts and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. What did you do to the unpacker?
I split it into unpacker and loader.
Oh, okay.
So unpacker is now just the unpacker, as you might expect. It doesn't handle like loading game files anymore.
Because I was like, oh, this is new. I have to change it.
What has changed here?
I added the mod route because I have an event that allows you to replace the loading of a sector dragon file. So that should be the only difference.
Okay.
There's root and then mod root.
Not sure if I like that. I would have to find out a little bit more about what you're doing with that.
It's how I'm loading items, submap, script changes. What else? And monsters.
Once I get filing. Got it. Uh,
I don't know why that would fail. I copy and pasted the code. So I'm like, oh, I already tested this.
why is it not? Spell selected. Where did you put that event?
Uh, Characters, I think.
It's not there.
Uh-huh. Where is it?
Okay, we're gonna look at the pull requests. Yes.
I am not on the wrong.
Modding events, characters, divine dragon. Event. And now it's there.
Wasn't me.
All right, Spyro, have fun.
Ah, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, we'll take a look at this once I've got these fixed up.
Night Sky Prince, is that the Final Fantasy YouTuber?
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Apparently a bunch of people were talking about us on a Majin Phil stream as well. So we're getting some pretty good exposure.
Only the advertisement department was faster with those upscales.
Yeah, right.
I just want a prequel. I'm in the prequel group. I don't want to. I don't want them to remake the original.
Yeah, I don't think that they would really do it justice, unfortunately.
What I do want though is the CGI masters from Sony. I don't want to upscale the FMVs.
I agree.
Give me the original quality. We know it's 1080p. It would in one of the press kits, they have just a 1080p image of the Dragon campaign FMV, and it looks great.
Nice.
And I know Sony sells their video masters,
Oh
but
yeah.
I don't know if they do it for video games. That's the thing.
Yeah, like it's the kind of thing that with 25 years of nostalgia, it will never live up to that nostalgia. It's pretty unfortunate, but you know, it's just so hard to take a game that is has been around for as long as Legend of Dragoon, and so many people have so many very, very fond memories about it, and then to try and take that and, you know, change it. It's a tough thing.
I just know they're going to make the combat action based if they remake
Yeah.
it. And
And
I don't
I
want them touching the original for that.
if they made it if they turned Legend of Dragoon into an action game, then I just wouldn't play it.
Like, there's too many good turn based RPGs that still sell well. You don't need to have action based.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that is all dated.
Final Fantasy VII Remake has like two different battle systems. You can have it the action based, or you can just select the special moves they do. And there's even a mod now for Remake and Rebirth now that they're both on PC, where it's like complete like the original Final Fantasy VII.
That's good for the people who prefer the original. All right, so that merge has knocked 7 files off of your change log here.
Only 77 more to go, but most of those are the item changes.
Yeah, it's looking like
Every,
a significant amount is all the character stuff.
yeah, unfortunately, we're getting to the point where the character stuff is in other events. I think I'm actually missing one. I haven't checked the edition screen, but I wanted the editions to go over 99. It does fit 3 digits barely, and
Well,
it
that's
would
good.
be good for tracking what people are doing in hell mode.
Didn't the demo go over 99 or something? Or am I just making that up?
I haven't tried it, so I don't know. I know the spell list went up to 7, and we know in game it actually has 8 slots.
Yeah. I've never played Final Fantasy VII. Well, I played the first disc a long time ago.
It's only like the first 8 hours.
Yeah, I will say I don't like all of this making stuff public and not final.
The battle HUD stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because editions, I have to change them. But then I know your next words are, we should have an edition registry.
Obviously. I mean, you don't want to be able to add more editions?
I mean, I already had the one edition that I added.
You hacked that directly to the SC code, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can remove a few more of these file changes here by applying your renames.
Well, why did I change get from get hit property? Why did I do that? What's the difference? It's probably
Uh,
get hit property at one point.
I don't know about that. Yeah, you made two changes here. You changed this to pan distance, and you... Okay, this is loading from file. Um,
Right, because I load the addition table from an unpacked file now, so that code is elsewhere.
yeah, I don't think I see a reason to have this renamed to get hit property since this is the hit properties class, unless you have a reason for it.
If I did, I forgot it.
Alright, I'm just going to rename this back to get for now. $75 files. Night Cosmic, thanks for stopping by. LOD and FF8 were your first two games. Mine was Super Mario World. I used to get Dad to fire it up when I could barely talk and ask him to put me on Block World, which is what I called that one special world level that's just completely full of turn blocks. Welcome,
Mine
Cosmic.
was
We'll see you next time.
2 games on the PlayStation: Saga Frontier 2 and Gran Turismo.
Never played either of those.
Yeah, RPG and driving game.
I did used to play a whole lot of Need for Speed when I was a kid too. Need for Speed 3 and 4 mostly.
I only joined the Need for Speed train during Underground 2, and then I played every single one after.
Yeah. I haven't really played any of the newer ones. I will say that when Need for Speed 4 came out and you could buy new cars and upgrade your cars, that blew my damn mind. Okay, so you confirm these renames here.
Yeah,
And
and
distance.
distance is correct. It's the distance the camera is set to.
And frames post failure. What exactly does this do?
I believe frames post failure is that little small delay where if you don't do an addition and the character finishes like their animation before they jump back, that's what it is.
Index into an animation table. So how did you come to that name?
I think I just changed it and then to like some ridiculous high value and then nothing, like the character just stood there, if I remember correctly.
So it's an index into a table though, so if you set it to a ridiculously high value, it's likely reading something out of bounds.
Makes sense. Maybe let's not change the name.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that one for now. Nick, right now we're working on integrating Zychronix's Dramod changes so that we can get Dramod running on the dev build. Um, but I will show you what we were working on earlier, which is a little bit more visually stimulating. A little bit more interesting stream content.
That's what we always need with these.
It's true.
Like I should have gave you Dramod to show.
Oh right. I reverted those changes 1 sec. It would help if I actually had the changes here. So yeah, I made some custom battle stages of old Halo maps. So, as you can see, this is Lockout from Halo 2. The whole map is here. Did some other ones too. We have Zanzibar. Yeah, it's pretty big. A little bit excessive for a Legend of Dragoon battle stage. And Guardian from Halo 3. The spiritual successor to Lockout. Yeah, well, this is the Severed Chains rendering engine, which is completely rewritten from the ground up. Um, it's not the original Legend of Dragoon renderer, but I mean, it is a nice stress test for the Severed Chains renderer, since obviously we've never tried rendering anything this complex before. But yeah, it runs great. Like, even with the full map in view, there's no issues with frame rate or anything. Even on these higher poly Halo 3 maps. And one other thing that we did was I started importing a Reach campaign segment. However, this is a different file format, and the textures aren't quite working properly yet. But this is the end of Reach. The final stand against the Covenant while you're defending Halsey in her lab. Obviously the textures are not loading correctly, but yeah, you can see that the whole map is here. 400 structure in the background looks great. The rest not so much, still under construction. Anyway. Alright, Zychronics. Back to...
Reviewing my bad code.
Yep. Exactly. So I'm going to integrate this rename that we did. Definitely remember all the caution tape. I mean, they probably could have used the caution tape. Of course, we have conflicts. Okay, so we are reverting the frames post failure. Yeah, like basically what I'm working on there is like the tech that we are going to use for importing like modern 3D models. So, it's fun to kind of mess around with like loading maps from other games into Legend of Dragoon, but also at the same time like developing this tech, like me working on it for these like stupid little tests that we're doing. Like we will be able to use this tech in the future for allowing modders to create like entirely new battle stages, submaps, all that stuff. Um, You can download Severed Chains right here whenever the bot decides to respond. There we go. Now, this stuff that you're seeing right now, the custom battle station and stuff, this is not something that I've released. This is just experimental stuff right now. But the Severed Chains PC port itself, you can grab at that link. You are welcome. Okay.
Oh, just a thought. Do we want to remove recommended build 2.1 as the latest release on the main page?
That is a good question. Um, Probably. But the reason that it shows up as the first is because the dev build is marked as a pre-release. Um, so we would entirely have to like delete the old releases in order for them to not show up anymore. So I'm not
Right.
sure that we can really do that in a reasonable way. That wouldn't just like wipe out the old releases.
If only GitHub had an option of pre like displaying the pre-release above the latest.
Yeah, that would be nice. It's a little unfortunate that it doesn't, but oh well. All right, it's down to 75 files. Cleaned up a lot of stuff there. Okay, so I see you've got icons here.
Everywhere. There's so much code just to change the icon because the icon is everywhere in the
Don't
menu code.
I don't like this with firing an event once per equipment slot per frame.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do that because with the registry, I can't change the item's original icon.
Hmm.
So every time you call item get icon, it gets the original. And Dramod allows you to replace the icons with the unused ones.
Yeah. Um, I wonder if we should have sort of like an icon map where we actually change the icons for all of the items and how do I explain this? So like we would have like an icon table, which is like a list of all the uh, okay, give me an example of one icon that you've changed.
The Holy Ankh actually has like the relic as the icon,
Changed from what was it before?
just the bracelet, so the ring.
And you changed it to relic.
Oh yeah, the Ankh. I don't know how to say that. I don't speak English.
um so then we could have this icon table that would say bracelet uses the bracelet icon. Ankh uses the bracelet icon. And then if somebody like you wanted to change the Ankh icon, you could just update this icon mapping to actually repoint the Ankh to the Ankh itself. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. And then I wouldn't need all the item changes.
Yeah, we could probably also even just make this a preset in Severed Chains as well, so it doesn't have to be part of Dramod.
That also works. I think most of the icons we used at the time are fairly accurate to what they would have been.
Yeah.
Like all the hammers are hammers now, stuff like that. All the dresses are actually dresses.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I took some liberties with some items.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I
if
tried to
you
make sure everything was used at least once.
okay. If you can put together a list of the changes that you made, as well as like just yeah, post it as an issue on GitHub and yeah, list all of the changes that you want to make and upload an image of the icons as well so that we can see them. Um,
Okay.
we'll make it a configuration option in Severed Chains. We'll default it to the expanded icon set, but we'll allow changing it back to the original icon set as well, just for people who want the original.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I think
It's
that
not
should
like
be
gameplay changing, right? So we can leave it as defaulted on.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just something. It's just like us restoring cut content, right?
Right. If only they let more cut content on the disc.
I
I'm
know, right?
shaming them. I want to
Um,
know what happened before they changed all those monsters to scissor hands.
I mean, that might have just been the default. There might not have actually been anything in those slots in the first place.
That is true, but then why are the IDs skipping?
That's
Like
a
they
good
clearly
question.
have like a methodology with the encounter IDs at least. Every area has 10 different encounters. So when you skip 10 and then the next 10 is being used in game, I'm getting suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, what content did you cut here? Why didn't you just leave it on the disc?
Oh God, this is a very large folder, isn't it? 239 megs. Maybe I'm not going to push this to the repo.
Why not? GitHub allows you to store what is it, 500 megabytes per file or something? I was
Uh,
looking that up for upscale project because I was like, can I put 35 gigabytes on GitHub without them complaining? Apparently not.
okay,
They'll contact you
I'm gonna
if your
remove
GitHub is
the
too large.
sorry, what?
Microsoft will actually contact you if your GitHub repo is too large.
Okay, I'm gonna remove the reach map and we're going to that brings it down to 82 megs. Hopefully this doesn't interfere too much with the stream quality because I don't exactly have super fast upstream out here. Nick, part of Zychronix's hell mode is that it actually makes the attack items into Dragoon magic, which isn't exactly what you're talking about, but it is pretty similar.
I basically want to make Saga Frontier 2 in Legend of Dragoon. So in Saga Frontier 2, they're called arts. And
Right.
you can have a bunch of fire arts. And then your weapons have arts, right? Those could be like new additions, but too much work for me.
Yeah, we still need some more engine support for that to really be feasible.
Yeah, like I was thinking, can I have Zeeg's final burst as like one of Dart's normal spells? But then I was like, oh wait, the model itself is gonna work.
Right. I completely forgot what I was going to do there before I started committing those files, but I was going to do the icon remapping.
Have we been going for 3 hours? What?
It has been almost 3 hours, yes.
Oh god.
What's up, Ink? Liv just got home. Come say hi. Come say hi, Liv. Okay, she's gonna come say hi soon. Okay, so icons. How do we want to handle this? I think it'll probably just be an event that we fire.
Do we want to give them names? Because Dramond already has them set, like given names.
I think we, for now, would want to just.
Use IDs.
No, I was gonna say names as an enumeration, but then I started thinking about mods registering their own icons. It's Liv.
Hi, chat. I love you. Bye.
It's no longer Liv. All right. Okay. Thinking very hard about this.
Well, if
Adding new
we
icons is not super feasible right now, since they are in the emulated VRAM. So
um,
we might as well
yeah,
just do an enumeration.
is it? Because for Dramon, I have just new graphics and they're just PNG files. So if we have a mod event to call them, would that?
We would need to implement, like, redo the rendering code for it.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that. I just use the renderable object that allows me to use PNGs. And
Um,
call it a day.
so you're using custom items already?
I'm using custom items,
Or
but not
icons, I mean?
no. But I was thinking if base ever changes called an event, say, oh, get this icon from this renderable object through the mod. Would that work?
No. See, it renders it's all done in the menu, uh the UI files, which is not like, so when you actually like call this method, it's not actually like rendering anything at this moment. It's queuing it into the UI render queue, which is a super complicated, almost like font renderer, but for the UI, and it's why the UI code is such a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
Like the LOD UI for the most part is actually stored in files. And I actually wrote like an entire program just to be able to look at these files. Do I actually have it on here? Um, yeah, I don't think I have it cloned because I haven't used it in a while. But yeah, so like calling the render icon function does not actually render an icon at that moment. It just basically like sets up a renderable that renders it out of the UI texture based on the metrics from the fonts. Um, so until we redo the menu code, that's not really feasible.
Fair enough. As soon as we do that, though, I'm pushing a Final Fantasy VII UI mod.
You're the worst.
It's
Um,
just ingredient. It's easy.
so if you can get together a list of the icons right now,
Yeah, I can steal them from Dramod V4, which I scrapped. Oh god, where's Visual Studio?
oh god, Visual Studio.
I haven't touched a C sharp application in apparently since November. Was the last time I opened this. All right, I will send the list in the main Sever Chains chat. 1 second. All right, I sent it.
Okay. So is this your remapping?
This is just our names for everything, not the remap itself. I can give you the remap IDs.
Um, there's two things that I would like to do here. So first off, I'm just gonna take all these and make an enumeration out of them.
And I will. Do you want the IDs in a. Oh, wait, no. I can make a program for it quickly. Just transfer over the ID to the enumeration value.
Okay. Actually, I guess it would probably be. How do we want to handle the icons?
What happens when they are called to be registered?
So I'm thinking we default. Yeah, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. What is none?
Just a blank square. For some reason, the ending graphics and the icon are corrupted character textures, 3B, 3C. I guess they were just putting hex codes in there. And then a blank square.
Okay. It's probably just because they run into each other, like the textures.
Is it? I'm so confused with that because, like, they have us just a square, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
all the 64 icons. That's how much they could fit in the 256 by whatever, right?
Right.
Is it over going or is it that just part of the texture itself?
What a great question. If I had the code cloned, I would tell you, but I'm too lazy to clone it. But if you want to check it out, it's on GitHub.
I still need to finish my playthrough of Hell Mode. I'm only on disc 3.
What a slacker.
It's hard to do when you don't overlevel. I'm like, no, I'm not using the blue bird, even though I have 4 of the item that does 10 damage. I forget what it's called.
Six stone?
No, the one you use on Django.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one. I somehow got 4 of those in my playthrough,
That seems,
and that's like a 2% drop rate, so I got really lucky.
yeah, that seems very, very lucky. What
But
is
then also,
what is
I also
wiring?
got I have no clue. Ask Electri.
Should it be warning?
Oh yeah, there's a warning sign. Yes, it's used for the Dragon Buster.
Okay. Classic classic typo. Okay, so now we've got this enumeration mapping of every icon type to its icon index. So,
Oh, I just realized something.
yeah.
The LOD items is not in the same order as retail because retail has a bunch of spaces and blank items.
Okay. What does that mean?
Like, okay, how are we gonna start changing these or putting in the base values for equips? How and items? How are we gonna do that? I think
Okay, so first off, are these the correct icon IDs?
yes.
Okay. Then instead of icon ID, we're just going to have a item icon in the item class. So like icon is going to be replaced with item icon instead of an int. Um, Now we are going to have a mapping. So for now, that's just going to be right here. Private static final map. And it's just going to be one item icon to another one. Right, it could be a map. So, what we're gonna do here is load icon map. So, icon map dot clear. Now we need to initialize this with default values. Hmm. I think we'll just consume this event. Like actually use the event that I'm gonna add here. Icon map event and inventory event. Oh, that is no, we don't want to use inventory event. That is specifically for adding and removing inventory. Base class for events that add, remove inventory. This is a cancelable event. We do not want this to be cancelable. Ambiguous names. Okay, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Um, so this is going to be used to override which icon displays when an item um, is rendered for any
Oh, right. Hairband and bandana had the same ID. Is there any other ones that have the same ID? Let's see. Cloak and scarf have the same ID. I think that's it.
That should be fine. Look, icon map event. Mapping. Make that package private so we can access it here. Icon map.clear, and actually no, we'll just make this a constructor parameter. That makes more sense. Then we events dot post event new icon map event with the icon map. Then we will add a resolve method, and that is going to be return icon map dot get or default. That's going to be this, and the default value is going to be this. That means if there is an override in the icon map, it will return the override, and if not, then it will return itself. Then in the where do we want to fire this from?
That is the question. Because most places it's getting the icon of the equip or item every single frame.
Oh no, this is going to happen like one time when the engine boots.
Why don't we just boot it with the registry item event? That only
Um,
happens once.
I'm thinking
The config registry, that's what I was thinking about.
we just do it in the boot registries event. Or sorry, the boot registries method. In the game engine code itself. Item icon.
As long as you can replace the icons after loading.
Why?
Like in Dramod, if you switch from what I'm now calling international, which is just US, to international enhance with the minor spell and item and equip description changes. Those also have the icons. So you need to switch the icons back and forth during runtime with Dramod. It's not just a one load thing. Or if you're swapping to a different mod that uses different icons for different items.
Swapping mods will happen before the mods are booted, so that would be fine. Changing them at runtime, however, is a little bit more. It would not be possible. Well, I mean, you could always just like call this method.
I mean, yeah, that works.
And that would re-trigger the event. So now if we consume this event, should also have a config value. We've been putting all the configs in core mod, but I don't think that they necessarily belong in there. But, well, I mean, maybe it does. Okay, we'll add another enum for icon set, and this is just going to be enhanced and tail. And enum config entry icon set, which does all the fun stuff for us. Class is icon set dot class. Default value is icon set enhanced. Storage location is going to be campaign and gameplay. All right, so that will add a new configuration for that. Yeah, I'm the one that has to maintain this code. Now, I haven't added language here yet, but this should be in the gameplay options now. Yeah, so we've got the icon set, we've got enhanced and retail. Might as well add the language for that now before we forget. Campaign config.
Oh, I figured out my language file problem.
I did not remember you had a language file problem.
Someone changes the name and descriptions of stuff, I just rebuild it in Dremod and insert the new language file into the jar during runtime.
Oh, that sounds extreme, but
If it works. Because I can't hard code all of the stuff the end users wants to do in the language file. So if they add a new equip, they need to add a new language file to it as well. Right, so I just have that building and inserting itself into the jar.
Um, item and equipment icon. How do I want to word this? Enhanced changes some icon and equipment, some item and equipment icons to
unused variants, I guess. I don't know.
icons that were cut from the game. That makes sense. Enhanced changes some item and equipment icons to icons that were cut from the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and we just need to say has help true. And we should have language and a tooltip and everything. I have not renamed the thing. Very confused there for a second. Alright, icon set, we have enhanced and we have retail. Changes some item and equipment icons to icons that were cut from the game. And we are actually going to have to do that hack that I was talking about here. On change, we do icon. Nope, not icon set. We do item icon dot load icon map. And now we just need to implement the event. Create icon mapping. And now here we basically just need to remap all of the custom icon or unused icons to regular ones. So which of these are the originals and which are and what did the other ones map to?
Which ones are the originals? That is a great question. Sword is the original, so that's 0. Armor,
Um
10. So there's only 5 for equips, and then icons are slightly different.
right, so we need to add mappings for everything that is not what's actually used in the game. So
Let me see my list here.
I know sword, axe, hammer, spear, bow are all used, right?
No,
No?
only sword is used out of the weapons.
Really?
Yeah. There's no custom weapon icon. Everyone has a sword.
Right. Yeah, we basically map all of those to sword. That's gonna be axe, hammer, spear, bow, mace, knuckle, boxing glove.
Wait, hold on. Why do we need the ones that aren't used?
Because we're redirecting those to the retail icon.
So if the icon doesn't change, then we don't need to add it here, right?
Right, so like a sword is still going to stay a sword, so we don't need to add a mapping for it. So now which of all of these need mappings?
Yeah, all the armor up to crown.
Did I miss crown? So all of these map to armor.
8 to 14 map to armor.
Okay. Robe. Breastplate. Red dress. Loincloth. Warrior dress. Alright, next batch.
Crown to helm replaces helm.
Okay.
Or is it bandana? Let me double check. Where is my retail data set? Where is Legend? There we go. What icon is this using? I wish every spreadsheet application just froze the first row immediately. Okay, yeah, I was right. Everyone is 15 to 18 is replacing helm. That's right.
Okay.
And
So they all
then
map to helm.
yeah,
And now shoes, knee piece, and boots are all boots.
yes.
Okay. And now bracelet down to I assume horn is all
Yeah,
bracelet.
correct, yes. Oh no, it's ring. It's ring.
Oh, ring, okay.
They're all replacing ring.
So bracelet, amulet, stone, jewelry, bell, bag, cloak, scarf, glove, horn. You see all these icons that they included in the game and they just don't use? It's ridiculous.
I know, right?
Conch, bell, bag, cloak, scarf, glove, and horn. Okay. Do we need to change any of these other ones? I don't think we do we?
The other ones are all items, which we do change. Items need the same icon mapping.
Uh,
Oh, wait. I'm using item icons for equips. Does that need to be in there?
what equips are you using? Are you doing? Are you
I
setting
made
to
new
icons?
equips. One is called like what? I can't even remember my own equip names that I made. One's called
No,
healing bottle.
you don't need it doesn't matter if you want to use new stuff. So basically the issue that we're going to have here is that we are going to change, for example, like we're going to actually change the item icon for the spear to a spear. However,
Right.
if somebody uses the retail icon set, we need to know that the spear needs to be remapped to the sword. But you adding new equipment, that's not retail, so it doesn't matter if they select the retail icon set.
All right, that makes sense.
Your stuff will still stay the exact same unless you specifically add a remapping for your icon.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is going to be if config dot get config icon core mod dot icon that equals icon set dot retail. Then we do this, otherwise we do nothing because we want them to stay the same. And now we need to go to lot items and change, or no. Shit. I just realized we're still using file-based equipment. So actually changing the icons right now is not feasible. However, this will add support for mods to do that. And we will have to convert everything to we'll have to convert the equipment to Java rather than being in files. That's not a difficult task by any means. I just put it off because
See, loading from files is great.
it's not though, because if they weren't files, we would be able to change them.
Uh,
I want them to not be files so we could change them.
well, that sounds like a registry problem. Because if it wasn't a registry, you could just change it.
Okay, so for now, we are just going to do this. Going to add a static item icon, lookup final int icon for final item icon. Values if icon return item icon. Otherwise, we return none. Cool. True. Celestial, yeah, we're going to be expanding the icons for the equipment and stuff to include a bunch of icons that were cut from the game. That's what we're working on here right now. $46 is sack. $35 is red potion. $46 is also sack because this is another ball item. And then the rest of these here. Battle icon 36 is Angel's Prayer. Easy enough. 45 is Charm. Fortunately, we have to update all of these by hand, and it's going to take a little while, but that is fine. Pandemonium is also Charm. 37 Green Potion. $46 is also Sack. So many sacks.
Can you not just replace all if you only look for this folder?
I mean, probably, but also it's already done, so. 34 is Yellow Potion. Do attack item after because that's going to be the most. $46. Also sack. It's sacks all the way down. Then 35 is red potion. Why is spirit potion overriding recovery HP item?
It only works because Spirit Potion is hard-coded script.
Right. That's weird, but just LOD things.
Yeah, I looked through that because I have an item called Super Spirit Potion.
Super spirit potion.
I don't even remember what it does because I haven't found it yet.
You have made an entire custom item and you don't remember what it does.
No.
Gotcha.
See, I'm not there yet in the Helmo playthrough. Pro tip, Spirit Potion is the most broken item in the game. And no one uses it. It's,
42.
it's even more OP in SC with Dramod because you can exit out early of Dragoon form.
True.
All right, here we go. I made 3 Spirit Potions. That's why I forgot. There's one that heals 200 SP, one that's 700 SP, so when you unlock level 7, which is Omega busted, and then there's a repeat spirit item potion that heals 75 SP.
Okay, so that's all the icons updated. Now we just need to get a few more things. Item icon dot look
Yeah,
up.
Electri got it in chat. It's so you can spam your item magic with another character.
Okay.
So my original playthrough that I labeled Shanna God of Destruction, where I gave her all the EXP from the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a hard enough boss, I would special, but I would leave her at level 1 Dragoon for as long as possible. So when she comes out, she's just spamming items.
Gotcha. So this just becomes icon dot resolve dot icon. Oh, I did miss a few. Oh, right, because we do have actually a few equipment that are based on files. Um, so detonate arrow should be bow. So we will have a few equipments that are updated immediately. Destroyer mace is mace. Ultimate War God is 23. What
Is
should
that how
Ultimate
they
War
wanted
God
it to
be?
be pronounced? I just left Ultimate War God as bracelet
Hmm.
or ring. Have you
That's
actually seen the table? Do I have the full table somewhere? Let me see.
chat. What do you picture Ultimate War God looks like? Is it a bracelet, a ring, an amulet, a stone, jewelry, a bell, a horn? What? A little toe ring? Liv says it's a little toe ring. Just a little one. Toe ring on Kongle. Fair enough. The glove. Hmm. I don't know, Zychronics. This is the problem, trying to decide what things should look like.
It would help if I could get the texture of the icons, which I'm trying to get in the fastest way possible. As long as this emulator doesn't crash. Textures on dump textures, yes.
Yeah, I was kind
Resume.
of I was kind of picturing an amulet as well. Got a couple people saying amulet. Unfortunately, the Legend of Dragoon devs did not include any toe ring textures. So
Whoever broke RetroArch should be ashamed of themselves. I don't know what happened. I updated and it started crashing on startup every
Nice.
time.
I'm gonna make it an amulet for now. Are we also gonna say War God Calling is an amulet? It makes sense since it's a lower powered ultimate War God. Now here is an issue. One which I thought might be the case, but was hoping wouldn't be. They're using the icon to sort items.
Oh, I just sent the textures. And yeah, there is an issue open for that because the speedrunners were complaining that they're using the icons to sort. So I will fix it eventually, TM.
Okay, so here
Sever
are
Chains is currently sorting it differently than retail.
Separate Chains is still sorting by icon.
Is it?
Yeah.
And why was that issue created? There's an issue created. I think it's assigned to me to sort them by retail. Maybe it's the battle menu that's different, not.
Yeah, I think the battle menu is different. I guess we'll just say that, if you use these icons, then you're gonna get different sorting.
Until I create the PR that will undo that.
Like there is still the option to use the retail icons, so I think that's just fine. Okay. So um what is this? The heck are these icons?
What is 48?
48 is not in your list. These are character portraits.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Right after SAC is the character portraits and 2F.
Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate this, and this is gonna be called render character portrait. Cool. And it's going to be int character ID. And this is 48 plus character ID.
Don't know why they're in the icon table, but sure.
Also, warning. Right. This insanity of active stats having a reference to the equipment item and the player having a reference to the equipment item. There's no way that this is actually used in scripts, right?
Not that I can tell. Unless you want to start displaying item icons in the battle.
I'm gonna ping Milk Lizard real quick. So for now, I'm just gonna resolve it and turn the icon there. But if they get back to me and say that it's never used, then it's just getting removed. Okay. Milk Lizard said that it's never used. So we are good. I couldn't see it being used because that would be ridiculous. But gotta be sure. Character portrait. We're just gonna keep on compiling and fixing things until we.
Oh, I remember where the character portrait is rendered.
Yeah,
The
it's in the
list
equipment's.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. I need to raise an issue for that. I still haven't yet. The count of your inventory is still counting equips that are equipped to the characters themselves.
Okay.
So it will display over 255.
Do the equips actually get removed from your list?
Just from the count when you're on the list screen. And the shop screen it works.
But how would it must be double counting them if it would go over 255 then? Right?
It's not really double counting them, because technically you do have. So if you have Dart, Lovitz, and Shanna, it'll display 270. Technically, you do have 270 equips.
But it doesn't
But
remove them from your equipment list, does it? When you equip them. Like when you equip something, it's not actually removed from your equipment, right? Or is it?
no, it's just swapped.
Well, in that case, it must be double counting them. Because if they're still on the list, then it might. I don't know if it removes them or not. I'm not sure about that. But if it doesn't, then it's double counting them. Alright, so let's just add an Ultimate War God and take a look at what it looks like. Yeah, there we go. We've got an amulet. And now, if I change the icon set to retail, it is still that. So let's see what happened. So we are going to icon set, config entry. Alright, so we clear the icon map. We fire the event, go to LOD mod. Yeah, okay. It's because we're not actually listening for the event here. Need add event listener. Alright, so Ultimate War God. And we'll do a Destroyer Mace. I spelled that wrong. We'll do Detonate Arrow. Now, if we go into our equipment, so we've got regular icon, we've got regular icon, and regular icon. Now, if we go into gameplay and switch to the enhanced icon set, still got the breakpoint there. Don't need that. And we go to equipment. We now have the amulet, the mace, and the bow. That seems to be working perfectly. Exactly as intended.
As so intended, yes.
And switching back restores everything to normal. So we will just need to unfileify the equipment, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow or something. But yeah, so this completely eliminates your need for the icon event stuff now, right?
Yes, that gets rid of like 40 files.
All right. That is good. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Garrett. I guess the Destroyer Mace should use the knuckles, right?
Technically, yeah, I guess.
Since, I mean, Haschel doesn't use maces.
It's called the Destroyer Mace.
It is called
And
the
they use
Destroyer Mace. But
it's very brutal.
we do have we do have illustrations of all of the items. Remember where that is? What did
Oh,
Drew call that?
it's
Secret page or something?
yeah, it's somewhere in the archive. It's from one of the guidebooks.
Haschel, Destroyer Mace.
Now we need to get these in game next.
So I mean, it's definitely not a mace.
That kind of looks like a person.
I don't know, man. A squid attacking a skeleton. I can see that. I don't know, chat. Should it be Knuckles? I mean, I'm thinking yes, since it is a Hashel weapon, and probably all of Hashel's weapons should use the Knuckles. That would be my vote, even though it's called Destroyer Mace. Obviously, it's not a mace. Just change the name. Destroyer Knuckles. What would you even call that? What would you call this?
Like
Fist
like
of
there's a ball on it with
Fist
like
of
an
Doom,
arrowhead, and then
Abomination, Glove of
I'm
Fisting. Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
okay, we're getting too spicy at the 4-hour mark, apparently.
Throw hands. Destroyer Gauntlets. Okay. Destroyer Gauntlets is the first reasonable name that we've seen so far. I don't know. Anyway, we're not gonna actually rename it because we would have some people who would be big mad about that. We might rename it in the official translation patch once we eventually make that. But yeah. Anyway,
You'll
we
be able to
will.
rename it in Dramod.
Yeah, we will make it Knuckles. All right, I'm getting pretty sleepy, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I will not merge this into the dev build yet, but I will once I finish converting all the equipment over. So this will probably be in like the next couple of days, and then everybody will be able to play around with new icons if they want to. Um, anything else before we go, Zachronics?
Nope.
Cool. We got a fair bit done here. Aside from playing around with Halo 2 and 3 battle stages. But yeah, anyway, if you like what we're doing here, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment on the stream once it's over. It helps us out with YouTube's shenanigans. If you really like what we're doing, there's a donation link in the bottom left-hand corner. You can send a one-off donation, or you can subscribe monthly for various perks. If you subscribe at the $10 a month tier or higher, you get access to the private dev channel in our Discord, where you can see what kind of secret projects we're working on. A couple of the devs do have some secret stuff that they're working on right now that's pretty cool. So, um, but yeah, other than that, big thank you for tuning in tonight. Stay tuned for the live stream on Sunday, and may or may not be a dev stream next Wednesday. We'll see. If you want to be notified of when we are going to be streaming, there is a new stream pings, I believe it's called, role on the Discord server. Let me just check that real quick. I pinged it earlier. You'd think I'd remember. Yeah, stream pings right here. You can add this yourself in the channels and roles section here. It's, I don't know, somewhere in here. One of these things. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.